This video will literally earn you 90 euros per second. I recorded this video originally in German. A software entrepreneur implemented it. He watched a 30-minute video and he won 168,000 euros worth of software deals. So if you want to do the same, if you sell software, if you sell software services, make sure to look in every detail this use case, this case study, the document, you find it below the video. Let's jump right into it. Not only did we manage to open or to increase the open rate, but he also managed to close 2 deals with 2 big companies, 3.5k as a retainer each. That means over a 2-year contract, 168,000 euros, which is really nice money, especially since he had the software already developed. It was already developed. He just did copy paste, sold it to a new customer with a few simple emails. And I will show you how exactly he did that. So first of all, we need to define what's our goal with an email. Do we want to invite prospects to a trade fair? Do we want them to subscribe to a webinar? Do we want to just check on them if they're still interested? Do we want to create interest? Do we want to create demand? That's very important, because without goal, there is no plan. It's like if you go to Google Maps and just say, yeah, drive. Google Maps will also be like, what the fuck? I need a goal. I need a goal where to go. And then I can set up the exact steps. And that's what we will do today. Important, there is no email in the world that will make a client buy instantly. It just simply doesn't exist. Email is just one little step of a predictable and plannable marketing and sales strategy. Very important. We can do wonders with the emails, with the strategy, but it will not close the client immediately. That's very important. 2 types of emails we are dealing with. Let's have a look. One email where we're looking to provoke an answer. And the second type of email, we don't actually want an answer, it's just educative content. In this case, to provide a new perspective to our prospects. Because remember, prospects reach out to you when all questions that they have in mind have been answered. Oh, isn't this too expensive? I figured out through email, it's not too expensive. Do we need a lot of time in my team to dedicate to this project? We also don't need it. If you are able to answer all these questions that your prospects have in their mind, they will reach out to you easier, because it's like an objection. If somebody has an objection, he will not start talking with you. So that's really, really important. So let's continue. How does this actually work? How do we provide a new perspective? A new perspective is necessary to win the deal, because not everybody starts at the same level. Some of your clients might already know, I need a software. I'm just looking for the right company to develop the software with. Others might have the exact same situation, but they don't even know that software is a solution. So they are not even actively searching for a company, because they are not interested in software. So why would they already search for a company like you? And that's the big thing. Every prospect in this case needs to go through all of these 4 thoughts. The 4 is just an example to make a picture out of it, in order that he buys it, in order that we can win the deal. So somebody might start out with thought number 1, which we have here. I don't need anything like this. No, I don't have time right now. I don't have budget. So by an email, we could basically provide awareness. Okay, a software solution actually helps me, and it's not even that expensive. So the question, the doubt, the objection, no budget, we just removed it. So this prospect moves to the stage of the second thought. We educated him. This is the educative content that so many people talk about. So in this case, a prospect A can change his perspective through 1 email at a time. For example, in this case, as mentioned, he's now aware it's not even that expensive as I thought. Really, really nice. This is what we so call marketing. Welcome for this. You're welcome for this simple and easy explanation. Important, this system can also be applied to LinkedIn. I'm using it, for example, to continuously answer thoughts, provide new perspectives, remove myths, remove simple objections. So clients reach out to me And they're like, what's your service? Let's work together. Let's talk. Works also for phone calls and for webinars. Very important. Doesn't matter which kind of medium you're using. This principle can be applied to everything. That's the nice thing. You have all the knowledge you need with this and you can apply it and just outperform everybody else. Now, the second example, we remember we have an email in this case that is provoking an answer. The whole point of provoking an answer is that the prospect sends me a signal that he's in the thought process of the problem, maybe of a solution already. So if I'm sending him, yo, our client did this and that result, do you want to have the checklist he followed to be successful? If somebody answers to that, may it be a checklist, open the email, answered an email, whatever. This is an intent, this is a signal for the sales team that this person, the probability is very high that he has some needs. So we better call him. Very good. This can be a PDF, a download, webinar, whatever. This is the so-called intent-based sales and marketing. People actually tell me who has the demand right now. Very nice. I just send out the emails and I see who clicks, who answers. And out of my experience, you make 2 cold calls and you book 2 meetings. So it cannot be any easier. If somebody's interested, like in a checklist, we can assume that he has the problem we can fix and he's also most likely looking out for a solution. So in this case, very good inspiration for you, especially for the marketing team. Call those guys. Don't send an email, don't wait. Calls are usually the better way. But let's stick with the email part because we want to provoke these answers. We want to generate appointments. And how does this actually work? Very important concept to remember. The email subject sells the click, the opening on the email itself. The content then sells the answer, the reply, the click on the link that's within the email, and the reply and the click leads then to an appointment. The same with a restaurant. Imagine you're looking for a restaurant, you go there with your girlfriend likes to take pictures for Instagram. So you're looking at the pictures in this case. So you don't need to go to the restaurant. You check it out on Google Maps. You look at the pictures. The pictures of the place sell you going there. Another thing would be pictures of the food also sell you the visit to go there in this case. So the same applies here. You're not able to present the whole solution, but we are going step by step. The subject sells the email sells the appointment sells your solution. Simple steps, small steps that lead to a closed sales deal. So in this case, you would probably go to the right one here. Obviously not the left one. Or if you're into American diners, that's at least what it looks like, or at least similar, you will go to the left one. So you need to decide which kind of things your clients are looking for. Very, very important. So let's have a look at the structure, how this actually works. A bad way would be the subject doesn't really sound relevant, so I'm not going to click on the email. I'm not going to read the content. I'm not going to take action, reply, click on the link, request the PDF. And I'm also not going to book an appointment. Very, very simple. But I see so many making this mistake. For example, the email doesn't get opened and then they're like tweaking around in the content. Doesn't make any sense. If nobody reads the email, then let's tweak the subject so more people read the email. So that's very nice 4-step process where I can see where do people stop. And that's also the part where I can optimize. For example, the subject should be creating an emotion like, oh, sounds relevant at first. Let's give it a try. Then content, I recognize us in this description. Even more relevant, where does he have this information from? He must maybe work with clients like us. Let's go ahead. And the action I need to take is not too big of a commitment or investment. Clicking on a link, answering with a 1-word thing. Doesn't take much time, and I'm not concerned that I need to take too much time out of my day to get this benefit that I'm promoted. You want to make it as easy as possible for the prospect to answer and to give you this insight, this reaction in this case. Very, very important. So how do I make the subject and the content relevant? We will not stay here on the meta level. We will go really deep on how to make it relevant. It's always a 3-step process. We are going to use sales psychology here. First, we need to build trust. Once the trust is built, we can present a solution with the benefit of the prospect in mind. And then we just remove the marketing BS and blah, 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 what competitors are using. And now let's dive into what this actually means. Building trust. Yeah, we need to build trust, drink coffee. No, it's not that. I will show you precisely how this works. Because these things, if applied correctly, you will not only book appointments, you will also win deals. Just like this one prospect, he watched the video, 168,000 euros. That's a very nice win. So how do I build trust? Step number 1. I do so-called cold readings. Through your target group research, so you should know your customer already really well, you should be able to describe the everyday situation and everyday problems more precisely than your prospect himself. And I mean really, really precisely. Not just you have problems with digitalization, but what I actually mean, the purchasing department is annoyed by the sales department because they don't have access to the ERP and constantly have to ask when they are in the field about information, about the current status of a client. This is really so precisely, I cannot fake it. I need to know it from customer interaction. So this is basically showing the reader in between the lines that you actually have knowledge. You don't need to do testimonial here, our client won this and that. Nobody cares. Build the trust through, let's say, insider knowledge. And that's what you can do by being really precise with your description. The more precise, the better. You cannot overdo it in this case. What happens when you use this knowledge in the emails, the prospect will think, how do they know that? I have never even spoken to them. So this is like, They need to know it. They need to have some experience. And that's the magic. They convince themselves in their mind that you are an expert. So you don't even need to say anything. You don't need to impress them. Because the psychological trick here is anyone that can describe a problem that I'm having, for example, I'm like, where does he know this from? He must have some experience, some clients there, and so on and so forth. And maybe you heard about the AIDA marketing model, like I don't know how many years old it is. You need to do AIDA, attention, interest, desire, and action. And this is the A of AIDA, attention. I didn't understand it in a very long time. I had to spend 20,000 euros to understand this. So you're really welcome that I can explain this to you in such a simple way, in such a practical way. Very, very important. So how do I generate interest? How do I present my solution without being intrusive or irrelevant? Very important. Second point here. Build trust, present the solution, make it relevant. Interest arises when an offer is relevant to me and the offer comes from somebody I trust to be a valid solution. We have already solved the trust confidence point through number 1. If you don't remember, scroll up. It's called reading. Now it's about interest. The formula is the following for interest. Something that solves a real problem without industry bullshit and buzzwords and without high commitment. You want to create something that helps and requires little commitment. Just like on a first date, you don't ask somebody directly, do you want to marry me? Would be really weird and your date would run out of, the bar, for example. And it's also super high commitment. You go low commitment. You go first on a first date, you maybe text between each other, and that's low commitment. We want to have the same in the email. And to also filter out, let's say, people that are just time wasters through this very specific description. And now let's have a look at some examples for ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, or any other software product that's really complex, really big in itself. For example, checklist for the introduction of an ERP. That could be a call to action, reply to this if you are blah, 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 thinking about ERP. For me, ultra boring. It's okay, kind of, but ultra boring. I've already seen it too often, but it's low commitment. That's good. This seen too often, it's a problem. If you do the exact same thing as your competitors, then it becomes useless. Like AI right now. Everybody talks about AI. It used to be a hype. Now it's just, running tap water. Everybody has it. Nothing special. Or like AC in cars. Used to be something special 20 years ago, but now it's like, you have no AC? Really strange. So you always need to kind of see what your competitors are doing. Don't compare yourself, that's bad. But just to have a feeling how your marketing message performs. Is it something new? Is it still relevant? Or is everybody else using the same terms? This can change every 6 to 12 months actually. So make sure it's always relevant. Or also, not so nice, we do consulting based on your requirements. Far too high commitment. Let's assume somebody sends you an email. Send us a message if you want to talk about your requirements, and we will help you make a plan. First, I need to book a discussion. I need to be clear about my requirements. No client is really clear about his requirements. If you have a client, show me. I never saw such a client in the last 7 years. And it's super generic. We will develop your idea. Nobody cares. And I've seen it 1,000 times before. It's like booking a demo. Also completely out of time, this thing. Better would be our process templates with which our engineering customers, for example, have saved 20% in costs. This is something I've never seen before, especially if you write to other engineering companies. You're like, wow, they're really specific, 20% in cost, and they even helped the client before doing that. That's nice. Give me this PDF, low commitment, high added value, because it's super, super precise and relevant for one specific niche. It's not just checklist for ERP, blah, blah, blah. Too generic. Even if ERP is very specific, the client wants to have it super on point for his kind of niche. And it's clearly communicated what I get. Process templates, nice. I can learn from other people's mistakes and so on. Really, really nice. Copy this. Nobody's using this right now. Then the same for custom software. If you don't sell a product, but more on a project basis, we will be happy to advise you in a workshop. Used way too many times, far too high commitment. I need to invest time, even money maybe. I need to be clear about my thoughts. Nothing special. Paid, unpaid. It remains open what happens afterwards. So I have these questions in mind. What happens? What is a workshop? Do I need to travel to your office? Do I need to pay it? So all these questions going around in the head of your prospect, and then they're like a deer that if you're driving by night, they're struck by the headlights of your car and they freeze. They do nothing. Same happens here if there's like things unclear, and everything that can be misunderstood will be misunderstood. The same for get in touch with us with your product idea. This is also a myth that's really, it's really, how do you call this in English? Many people believe it in the software space. Hardly any customers have a product idea. This is the dream state. Just IT people have product ideas. Nobody else thinks about them, very rarely. It's also high commitment, unclear what happens when I get in touch. What happens? Do I need to pay it? Workshop, yes, no. So also here, the frozen deer in the headlights, and they will not do anything. Better would be in the process, purchasing, for example, we keep seeing the problem that engineering company employees waste up to 5 hours by doing this and that task. Here are 5 solutions for companies with 50 plus employees. Super specific, value proposition combined with exclusion. It's just for 50 and more. And it's kind of to exclude unsuitable prospects in this case. Really nice. Oh, it's just for big companies like us. Really nice. I like that. And it's for this specific process. And somehow I know this process. And also the problem they are talking about, I also know it. I would be stupid to not click on this email. And that's the really powerful stuff here. If you make it so precise, then you just send the email, for example, to companies that actually have 50 employees, so you don't waste emails. Perfect. Like a sniper, you cannot miss. Now let's analyze some emails. These emails used to be originally in German. I translated them with Google Translate, so the text might not make so much sense. But it will help us to understand the things, because this is a before and after. These are not the emails that generated 168,000 euros, but the open rate, we increased them by almost 3 times, and they apply the same principles as the emails that made so much money. Let's have a look. You will surely agree with us, permanent 100% testing for foreign substances or ingredients during the ongoing production process is more efficient than checking samples in the laboratory. The problem here is prospects might not be aware of this kind of solution, that they can check. This is a company that combines hardware and software, that they can check through analysis if there are like foreign particles within a medical environment, medical product. They might not even think about this. So this is something I'm assuming, a thought that my prospects might not even have. They might be like, software and optimization? Nah, this doesn't work. It's too precise. Doesn't make any sense. Then here they talk about something technical, spectroscopic measurement with evaluation of up to 200 products per second make this possible. Here, 200 products per second, really crazy result. Like technology-wise, our client is here super advanced. But this kind of information is irrelevant. First, we need to build the trust. Because if you don't trust somebody, he can be like, I'm the best in the world. Let's assume you don't like pizza. We make the best pizza. We won this prize and that prize. You will be like, nice for you, but I don't like pizza. The same will happen here. I don't know what you're talking about. All these super testimonials, I don't care because it's not relevant to me. This might be a wrong understanding of your client, and it's your responsibility here to make him understand this relevancy in the beginning, and then you can build trust. Very important. Scroll back up to make this mistake not with your emails. Our customers rely on 25 years of experience, blah, blah, blah. Also here, this 25 years of experience, I don't care. If I'm, for example, not into biking, I don't care if your bike brand has 25 years of experience because I don't like biking. Now, I obviously like biking, but as an example, to make it like understandable. And here they have the contact information. Also here it's write us an email, telephone, web. Just put one thing. Customers tend to be distracted, overwhelmed, and then nothing happens. Also here, 2 trade fairs where our client would have been. Didn't really work so well. Now let's have a look at the email. We already see in the length here, crazy reduced. No picture, no nothing. Very simple, very simple text. Usually these kind of emails work the best. I was also surprised when I tried this the first time for us. Many companies are suffering from cost pressure due to tenders. Individual optimal solutions are becoming less and less desirable. Are you also affected? So this is a problem. We found out through research that this is relevant in this kind of niche that we targeted with this email campaign. And there were some answers. We offer demarcation options through faster and more precise measurement capabilities of up to. Now that I create this relevancy, these kind of things, they're really fast. We have 25 years of experience. They hit different. If I'm like, he has a solution I might want, and he even has the experience, has a different effect than, I don't need him. He has 25 years of experience. So the step and the order is very important. If you like to benefit from our experience, simply reply to this email. Simple, low commitment. That's it. Maybe you could have added that we will reply with a PDF or we will call you or whatever to make the result also clear what happens if you reply. But overall, this email performed better, and it's also the secret how one of our prospects generated 180,000 euros. So then take this slightly, bookmark it, save it, like it, comment, and apply it. And let me know how it worked. This can literally make you so much money with this short video. Take care until next time. If you have questions, send me them on LinkedIn. The link is down below. Take care. Your Georg. Bye-bye.